Hello, and welcome to NeoEnglish, the podcast where we make English simple and help you talk about real and current news.
Hi, everyone. Today, we're talking about a news story that might sound a little scary, but is very important. It's about the stock market and some big changes made by former President Trump.
We'll also explain new words and phrases to help you understand this story and use them when you speak English.
Okay, first, the headline is Jim Cramer. Here's my advice for investors as stocks dive on Trump's tariffs. That sounds like a lot, right?
Right. So let's break it down. Jim Cramer is a well-known financial expert. He talks on CNBC, a TV channel that reports news about business and money.
And when he says, my advice for investors, he means he is telling people who put their money into the stock market what they should do.
Let's explain investors. An investor is someone who buys stocks or property because they want to make more money over time.
Here's an example. If you buy some stock in Apple, you become an investor in Apple. Another example, if you buy an apartment to rent it out, you are investing in property.
Now, the next part is as stocks dive. This means the value of stocks is going down quickly.
Yes, when stocks dive, it's not good. It means people are losing money. Dive can also mean to jump into water, but here, it means something is falling fast.
Like, imagine if your phone's battery level dives from 90% to 10% in 5 minutes. That's fast and scary.
Great example. Now, on Trump's tariffs. What are tariffs?
Tariffs are special taxes that a country puts on products from other countries. Trump's government added new tariffs on many imports. That means things coming into the U.S. from other countries.
That's right. For example, if the U.S. adds a tariff on steel from China, companies have to pay more to buy that steel. Another example, if there's a tariff on shoes from Europe, the shoes cost more in the U.S.
And when things cost more, companies may make less money. So investors get scared, and this can cause the stock market to tank.
Tank is our next word. To tank means to fall or go down a lot and fast. Like when a movie does badly at the box office, we say, that movie tanked.
Exactly. So, the news says Jim Cramer gave advice to these long-term investors to steel themselves.
Steel yourself. Interesting phrase, right? It doesn't mean you turn into metal. It means to prepare yourself for something difficult or bad.
Yeah, like before a test, you may need to steel yourself for tough questions. Or before going to the dentist, you might steel yourself for a scary moment.
So, let's read a short version of the news. Here we go.
On Thursday, Jim Cramer, a famous TV finance expert, said that investors should be strong and stay calm. This is because the stock market is going down a lot.
Why is it going down? It's because of new tariffs announced by Donald Trump. These tariffs make goods from other countries more expensive, which can hurt American companies.
That's why many investors are worried and selling their stocks. But Cramer says, if you are a long-term investor, you shouldn't panic.
So, Eric, what does long-term investor mean?
Good question. That means someone who plans to keep their money in the market for a long time, like 5 or 10 years or even longer.
So even if prices fall now, long-term investors believe the stocks will go back up later.
Exactly. Jim Cramer is saying, don't make a fast decision because of fear.
Let's do a quick recap and review the important vocabulary and phrases from today.
Sure. First, investor. That's someone who puts money into something to make more money. Remember the examples, buying stocks or a house.
Second, dive. That means to fall quickly. Stocks can dive, or your battery level can dive.
Third, tariff. That's a tax added to goods from other countries, like steel from China or shoes from Italy.
Fourth, tank. That means crash or fail badly. Stocks can tank. A movie can tank at the box office too.
Last, steel yourself. That means prepare your mind for something hard or bad, like a test or tough news.
Let's tell the story one more time, but in simpler words, just to make sure everyone understands.
Here it is. An important finance man named Jim Cramer is telling people to stay calm. The stock market is going down because Donald Trump said he will raise taxes on things coming into the country from other nations. That makes companies worried, and people start selling their stocks.
But Cramer says if you want to invest for many years, you should not panic. Stay strong. Things may get better again.
And that's the story. You just learned how to talk about economy, stocks, tariffs, and how people feel when markets change.
If you liked this episode, please share it with your friends who are also learning English.
Remember, the more we practice with real stories, the better your English will be.
Thanks for listening to NeoEnglish. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now and keep learning.